On the wedding day, when Benjamin lifted the bridal veil, he discovered that the bride was actually his first love, Jessica. Only then did he realize that the person he had just met at the airport was the Alice he was truly meant to marry. The next second, Benjamin ignored Jessica's attempts to stop him and wanted to go to the airport to find Alice. But unfortunately, it was already too late. It turned out that in the previous life, Benjamin and Alice had been married for 5 years. Yet he was never able to let go of Jessica because Jessica's father feared offending the Mafia and forced her into a political marriage, which eventually led to Jessica dying from an asthma attack. However, Benjamin placed all the blame on Alice from then on. Benjamin hated her every single day, so Alice decided to divorce him. But unexpectedly, Benjamin refused and even demanded that she atone for Jessica with her entire life. Unexpectedly, at that moment, a hitman suddenly appeared in the distance intending to kill Alice. No one expected that Benjamin would block the bullet for Alice. Shocked, Alice held Benjamin in her arms. Just as she was moved, Benjamin told her not to misunderstand and not to marry him in the next life. After saying that, Benjamin was gone forever. In the blink of an eye, time reversed. Alice was reborn on the day the arranged marriage was decided. In this life, she decided to give up on Benjamin, so she went to her father and said she wanted to marry abroad and that Jessica should marry Benjamin instead. Her father agreed without hesitation. He even praised Alice for being sensible, but Alice only found him hypocritical. As Alice left the room, Benjamin hurried over to ask who exactly was going to marry the Mafia. Alice was not in a hurry to answer him. Instead, she asked whom Benjamin truly wanted to marry him. However, Benjamin said everything was up to her. He had no right to choose. At that moment, Alice immediately understood his feelings. In order to fulfill him and Jessica, Alice treated everything simply as repayment for the kindness from her previous life. Alice knew that marrying abroad was dangerous, so she had to learn how to protect herself. Therefore, the next day, she decided to practice shooting first. Unexpectedly, at that moment, Benjamin suddenly came over. He thought the one marrying the Mafia was Jessica, yet she was playing with a gun, and he would never marry someone so selfish. Alice didn't want to deal with him. She only reminded him that the one marrying abroad might not necessarily be Jessica, but Benjamin didn't understand what she meant, and even hoped she would spare Jessica. Benjamin's favoritism left her deeply disappointed. What no one expected was that Jessica directly moved into her room and even smashed the porcelain dolls Benjamin had given, claiming she could compensate with the black card her father gave her. At this moment, Benjamin came over and saw the scene, saying they were just a few dolls, and told her not to wrongly accuse Jessica. Seeing Benjamin favor Jessica once again, she suddenly felt the dolls no longer mattered, so she left without hesitation. Soon after, at the banquet, Jessica had her friend provoke Alice, and Alice immediately dealt with her, warning Benjamin not to let it happen again. But Jessica showed no remorse. She immediately signaled her close friend and threw a toy snake onto her, trying to frame Alice together. Unexpectedly, Benjamin saw it at that moment and accused Alice without knowing the truth. Alice slapped him backhandedly and threw the toy snake back. Jessica screamed in fright. It was obvious that her fear earlier had been an act. Even so, Benjamin still believed Jessica and outright said Alice was selfish. Seeing this, Alice completely let go of Benjamin and then left the banquet. The next day, Alice missed her mother deeply, so she wanted to go home to retrieve her mother's belongings, but saw Jessica drawing on them. Alice immediately went forward and told her to stop, but Jessica deliberately dropped them, which completely enraged Alice. She picked up a fruit knife and stabbed toward Jessica. Unexpectedly, Benjamin rushed over and stopped Alice, saying those were just junk and there was no need to hurt Jessica. Hearing this made Alice even angrier. She swung at Jessica again, but was pushed aside by Benjamin and immediately lost consciousness. In the hospital, Benjamin confessed his true feelings to her, saying he had never forgotten his vows. As long as Alice stopped troubling Jessica, he was willing to marry Alice. After hearing this, Alice became even more determined to marry abroad. After Benjamin left, she got up and left the hospital. The next day, Alice went to the airport alone. She even left Benjamin a surprise. Unexpectedly, Benjamin rushed over and mistook her for Jessica. He not only told her to call him if she ran into trouble, but also gave her a black card, hoping that if she regretted it, she could stay. But in Alice's eyes, all his care was meant for Jessica. So So she chose to give herself freedom and left without looking back. At the wedding venue, Benjamin waited for Alice with joy in his heart. Looking at the bride before him, Benjamin spoke tender words. But the moment he lifted the veil, he discovered that it was Jessica underneath. As Benjamin stood there in shock, he suddenly realized that the person he saw off at the airport today was the Alice he truly wanted to marry. Yet at that moment, his father smugly said that this was his most beloved daughter, and she was now entrusted to him. Benjamin's face was filled with disbelief. He immediately pulled his hand away. His father was furious and questioned him, only to hear someone nearby say that the woman Benjamin married was actually an illegitimate daughter.